Oh, I want baby girl.
Don't baby girl me. How many of your groupies you call baby girl? Is Tisha a baby girl? Is Amanda a baby girl too? And who the hell is Bonquisha? Is that even a name?
Man, I can't
What is going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sharane's World. Good morning, everybody. Let's go. Good morning. Guys, good morning to everybody. It's that early morning awareness. Everybody is safe out there in these streets, especially in Boone County. Guys, good morning to everybody. Everybody. Round of applause to everybody. Good morning. Guys, everybody made it through another morning. You made it through another day. Guys, good morning to everybody. I'm only up here for a short time, not a long time. Let's get into this. Good morning, everybody. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sharane's World. Good morning to all my victims, my survivors, my thrivers, or anybody that's out there that just want to educate yourself. Now, you already know. Let's give a big round of applause to all you narcissistic men and women about there in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. So, good morning, everybody. It is that Wednesday awareness, so you already know it's the middle of the week for Broome County. All right. Let's welcome everybody on my YouTube channel, all my subscribers, all my viewers, all my Bushes watchers. You already know what the Bushes watchers are. Let's welcome everybody on my support group page. You know, whoever's watching over there, I can see you on that side as well. Good morning to you. And good morning to everybody on my main page. Let's go. Listen, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn your notification bells on because you never know when Sharane World is going to come live, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about, you know, just certain things that you guys need to get into, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the whole goal, you know, as an advocate is for you guys to get the tools. You're going to always hear us advocates say the same thing over and over because we have to drill it into your head more than once, okay? Until you understand what's going on, all right? So, if you haven't already, make sure you read the description to this video, okay? And then you can follow through on what's going on and what's going wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into Sharane World Awareness. Let's go. So, we are on Wednesday, Binghamton, early awareness. Stay 10 steps ahead, right? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, Binghamton. Let me fix this real quick. Okay. Good morning, Binghamton. In the Southern Tier. Wednesday is your reminder to stay 10 steps ahead, not 10 steps behind. Pay attention to the red flags. Trust your instincts. Protect your peace. Be mindful of who you allow into your life, who has access to you, and what patterns keep repeating. Whether you're dealing with toxic relationships, narcissistic abuse, domestic violence, or simply trying to make better decisions for yourself, early awareness can make a difference. Don't wait until something becomes a crisis before you take action. Educate yourself, set boundaries, have a plan, know your resources. And remember, recognizing a problem early is not weakness, it's strength. Binghamton, let's stay aware, stay prepared, protect ourselves, in each other, and keep moving forward. Stay 10 steps ahead. Your peace, safety, and future matter. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay 10 steps ahead, not 10 steps behind. If you want to know what I'm reading, please read the description to the video. And anytime I come live, please read the descriptions to each video. I always drop the tools and the knowledge and everything all in my description, okay? And I give it to you guys the long way, the short way, whichever way that can work for you guys to understand what's going on, okay? And everyone loves when I give awareness the long way, okay? And the long way is me breaking it all down to you, okay? If you just want it splat out, flat out to you, yes, you just need to know go hill. If I just tell you to go hill, you're gonna be like, okay, I know what healing means, but I've been through so much. How can I do this? You understand what I'm saying? So this is why, as an advocate, we come out here and we spread awareness so you guys can understand and to be able to recognize those signs and the red flags as well. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you stay 10 steps ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know last night I told you guys we're gonna talk about going no contact on my radio show, right? So I'm gonna bring it to you guys right here. Going no contact, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sharane World Awareness. So stay tuned, okay? We're gonna start calling this the awareness when I start telling you guys certain things. So going no contact and an educational message from Sharane World. Okay, let's go. Today, I want to talk about something that can be very difficult, but very important when you're trying to heal from a toxic, unhealthy, or abusive relationship going no contact. No contact means creating a clear boundary where you stop unnecessary communication and interaction with a person who has been harmful to your emotional well-being. That can mean no phone calls, no texting, no private messages, no checking their social media, and no responding to attempts to pull you back into the same cycle. But here's something important to understand. Going no contact isn't about punishing somebody. It's about protecting yourself and creating space to heal. Sometimes when you finally walk away, the other person may try to reconnect. They may apologize, promise that things will be different, tell you they miss you, become angry, blame you, or suddenly act like everything is your fault. This can make you question your decision. That's why it's important to remember why you left in the first place. Going no contact can also help you recognize the difference between missing someone and actually needing that person in your life. You can miss somebody and still know that the relationship wasn't healthy for you. And no contact doesn't always mean the person disappears completely, especially when children, court matters, finances, or other responsibilities are involved. In those situations, you may need limited communication that stays focused only on what is necessary. Keep communication respectful, brief, and documented when appropriate. For anyone in Binghamton and the Southern Tier community, women and men, please understand that healing doesn't happen overnight. You may have good days and bad days. You may feel lonely. You may be tempted to reach back out. That doesn't mean you're falling or failing. It means you're healing. Your boundary is allowed to be firm. Your healing is allowed to come first. And you don't have to return to a situation that you worked hard to escape. All right? This is Sharane World reminding you Protect your peace. Learn the signs. Set your boundaries. And don't be afraid to choose yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Sharane's World. Let's go. Yes, it's that early morning awareness for Sharane World. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all stay focused up out here in these streets. You have to. Ladies and gentlemen, stay focused. Because if not, you're going to fall right back down to that clown circus show. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to fall back down into that clown circus show. It's not worth it. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen in the surrounding areas, make sure y'all break that cycle. And before I get up out of here, we're going to get back into one more of Sharane World Awareness. Okay? Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it again. Different ways women and men can get help in New York State, ladies and gentlemen. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, narcissistic abuse, stalking, harassment, or other forms of abuse, help is available throughout New York State, including New York City, Broome County, and communities across the state. Some ways to get help include contact your local domestic violence program or victim assistance center for free confidential support. Call 911 immediately if you are in immediate danger. Request an order of protection through family court or criminal court if you qualify. Report crimes to your local police department or sheriff's office. Speak with a victim advocate who can help you understand your rights and connect you with resources. Reach out to your county's Department of Social Services for emergency assistance and other support programs. Contact local shelters if you need emergency housing or a safe place to stay. Seek counseling or therapy to support your emotional healing and recovery. Talk with your doctor or visit a hospital if you have been injured or need medical care. Create a safety plan. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to this. I keep telling y'all this. Create a safety plan before leaving an abusive relationship. Join a survivor support group to connect with others who understand your experiences. Contact legal aid organizations if you need help with custody, divorce, housing, immigration, or other legal matters. Call or text a trusted, ladies and gentlemen, trusted friend, trusted family member, or a trusted community leader who can support you during a difficult time. So, like peer mentor survivors, advocates, you can contact. Remember, abuse can happen to anyone, women and men of all ages, backgrounds, and communities. Asking for help is Carrier's first step towards safety and healing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sharane's World Awareness. Together, let's continue raising awareness across New York State and New York City, supporting survivors and reminding every woman and man that they are not alone. There is hope, there is hope, and there is a path going forward, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, absolutely. There is. Y'all stay focused. I keep telling y'all. This is the Sharane World Awareness. I'm just giving y'all a little taste of what I do on my radio show. Okay. I do the awareness over there. Okay. But ain't nothing wrong with coming over here doing the Sharane World awareness over here. One more thing before we get up out of here. Let's go. Why healing after narcissistic abuse and domestic violence matters? Do anybody out there in these streets know why it matters? Well, you think about it while I tell you about it. Okay. I want to talk about something we don't talk about enough, and that's healing. Mhm. A lot of people think once you leave an abusive relationship, everything gets better. The truth is, for many women and men, that's when the real healing begins. Leaving takes courage, healing takes strength. When you've been through domestic violence or what many survivors call narcissistic abuse, you're not just walking away from a person, you're walking away from fear, control, manipulation, lies, and pain that may have affected your confidence, your peace of mind, and even the way you see yourself. Healing doesn't happen overnight. Some days you feel strong, other days you wonder if you're making progress at all. That's okay. Healing isn't a race, it's a journey. One thing I want every survivor to remember is this: what happened to you does not define who you are. You are not what someone said about you. You are not the names you were called. You are not the lies someone tried to make you believe. You are stronger than your trauma, and you deserve a life filled with peace, respect, and healthy relationships. Here in Broome County, Binghamton, and the surrounding communities, I believe we need to continue creating more spaces where survivors feel safe enough to ask for help without fear of being judged. We need more education, more resources, more support groups, more counseling, and more people who truly understand the impact abuse can have on someone's life. Healing also means learning healthy boundaries, something that them narcissistic people can't do. It means understanding that it's okay to say no. It's okay to protect your peace. It's okay to choose people who respect you, encourage you, and treat you with kindness. So, to anyone listening, whether you're a woman or a man, if you survive domestic violence or emotional abuse, I want you to know this: you are not alone. Your story matters. Your healing matters. Your future matters. Don't let your pain be the end of your story. Let it become the beginning of your healing. This is Sharane's World. And my mission is simple: to educate, to raise awareness, to support survivors, and to remind our community that healing is possible. Okay? So thank you, everyone. This is the Sharane World Awareness. Take care of yourself and keep believing in your strength. And remember, healing isn't about forgetting. No, no, no. Okay? It's about taking your life back one day at a time. Let's go. Welcome to Sharane's World on that good morning, early morning awareness, ladies and gentlemen. That early morning awareness, okay? Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, y'all gotta make sure that y'all are staying focused, y'all are staying safe up out here in these streets when you're dealing with anybody that has narcissistic tendencies, personality disorders, anything like that, ladies and gentlemen. So another thing I want to get into um is this. As a new week begins, let's remember that domestic violence and narcissistic abuse can affect both women and men. No one deserves to live in fear, manipulation, or abuse. If you're struggling in silence, know that you are not alone. There is hope, support, and a path towards healing. Let's stand together as a community in Binghamton, New York, and the surrounding areas by raising awareness, recognizing the warning signs, supporting survivors without judgment, and encouraging healthy, respectful relationships. Every conversation can make a difference. Every act of kindness can give someone hope. Together, we can help break the cycle of abuse. So please like, share, and help spread awareness. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you listen. You got to get the goals, you got to get the tools, okay? So while I'm sitting here right now, I probably want to go through what is uh, narcissistic personality disorder. So let's see. I might look that up right now, read that information. I kind of read that to you again, guys, before, but I might want to give you guys a different disorder, a different you know, whatever. So, anyways, what is NPD? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. If you haven't already, make sure y'all hit the like button. Listen, make sure y'all staying focused about being in them streets, whether you on your way to the workplace or you got an off day, whatever you're doing. Just make sure y'all not dealing with no street pharmacists. Let's go. Welcome to Sharane's World. NPD actually stands for Narcissistic Personality Disorder. All right. Do anybody know how to spell narcissistic? Well, if you don't, Sharane World got you. So it's Narcissistic. Narcissistic. It sounds like they need to ship these narcissists down to Mississippi somewhere and put them in the river somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying to all them men and women up out there. Personality disorder. So they got different personality disorders, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. They have different personality disorders. So you don't know. This is why I be saying they like Geminis. And I'm sorry for anybody that's out there that's a Gemini, but I'm just saying the ones I ran into, they think they run the show. They gotta be seen and whatever. But and then you never know which side you're gonna get from them. One minute it might be this person, next minute it's a whole other person. They just two-faced it, all above. But anyway, you know. Yeah, them narcissists is something else. Y'all gotta stay focused. I keep telling y'all, educate yourself and you understand what's going on and going on. But Shereen World got y'all. So, narcissistic personality disorder. It is a mental health disorder involving a long term of pattern of an inflated or exaggerated sense of self-importance. I keep telling y'all that all about themselves. I don't care what they tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen. They're for themselves and they for the streets. A strong need for admiration or attention. Feeling entitled to special treatment. Difficulty recognizing or caring about other people's feelings. Unless they're trying to get their supply out of you. Sensitivity to criticism or rejection. So let you tell them about themselves. They're not gonna like that, but you gotta listen to them. Difficulty, which one we at? Using relationships to meet their own needs, ladies and gentlemen. Dang it. I don't know how to put it to y'all. I could put it to y'all this way, that way, this the highway, the low way. Man, how y'all want it? I keep telling y'all, they use relationships to meet their own needs, ladies, gentlemen. You want to know if you're dealing with a narcissist. You just can't be walking around pointing and being like, you're a narcissist and you're a narcissist like Oprah, you know? No, you can't do that. You will recognize what type of situation that you're in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, you will recognize what you got going on and what you got going wrong. Okay? So yeah, let me put this up real quick. So let's go. Okay, so y'all gotta open your third eye. So let me repeat that again for the people in the back. They like to use relationships to meet their own needs. So if they're asking you for car insurance, to pay a bill, can you come cook for them? But they treating you like shit. Can you watch their dogs because they know you love animals? Whatever. It's can I have? That's their name. You might as well save that in your phone. I need. Okay. Here's another thing. Difficulty accepting responsibility when they hurt others. Do y'all hear that? Difficulty accepting responsibility when they hurt others. Mm. We're gonna have to come back with a video with the using relationships to meet their own need, because that's the supplies, and you could be the supplier, and this is what you guys gotta open your third eye on. If you're in a narcissistic relationship, and if it has DV tendencies in there too, okay? Because some people could be in these relationships and there could be no DV tendencies. But what I'm gonna tell you, meaning that person may not put their hands on them, but they could do everything else in the box, scream at them, yell at them, always got an attitude. Listen, that's domestic violence too. You don't have to physically put your hand on somebody for it to be domestic violence. Let's go. MPD versus narcissistic behavior. Someone can display narcissistic behaviors without having MPD. Ladies and gentlemen, yo, they don't go to the counselor. It is so hard. I did a video on it with Dr. Ramani, a licensed therapist, psychologist. You understand? And she even said they are still trying to study these people. But out of the ones that they was already to study on, this is the information they get. Because a lot of them don't want to come sit down versus somebody that has anxiety, schizophrenia, you know. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Those type of people will try to go get help. And then they can study them. There's information on it. But narcissistic personality disorder, they're still trying to figure it out about these people because they're clown shows. They're all for themselves. These are spoiled brats that's never been told no, that's been babied. Family probably bullied them too, and mom and dad babied them, or they probably had whatever going on, and then they brung it into their adult life and carried it into their relationships. Never been told no. So, someone can display narcissistic behaviors without having NPD. Only a qualified mental health professional can diagnose NPD. In relationships, narcissistic behaviors can sometimes include manipulation, gaslighting, blame shifting, controlling behavior, lack of accountability, or repeatedly undermining a partner. These behaviors can be harmful regardless of whether the person has a diagnosis. Let me say that louder for the people in the back. Okay, just in case they say, I've never been diagnosed with that. I don't got that. These behaviors can be harmful regardless of whether the person has a diagnosis. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, remember, listen, they don't go sit down to the counselor. They don't know what's going wrong and they don't know what's going wrong with them. So all they know how to do is just be negative. They go to them clubs, them bars, and them shingdings. They always into some drama. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all gotta stay focused out here, right here in Broome County, because Broome County, there's uh, a lot of narcissists out here. There's a lot of supplies out here, and you don't want to, fall victim into that trap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's just not a cool thing. It's not the right thing to do. I'm sorry, guys. I'm over here doing things in the background. See, let me tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. Doing YouTube and then the support, my support group page, and then also being a radio host. It's so much behind the scenes, on YouTube that you have to do. I don't just come to YouTube channel and hit the live button. That's not how things operate, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. There's a lot of buttons back here. You click, there's a lot of sound effects. There's a lot. A lot of things you're doing in the back, like let's go. But thank God I know how to multitask over here. Some narcissistic people and them DV people, they don't know how to multitask, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let's see. I'm just trying to see if this is something that I want to share with you guys. But I think so because I read this on my radio show last week or the week before. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go more. We're gonna get into some more Sharane World Awareness, ladies and gentlemen. This is so you guys can get the tools in your pockets, whatever it is, before you go out to them clubs, shindigs, whatever you're doing, going to the workplace, and making sure y'all not out there dealing with somebody that got drug dealing business going on. Okay, let's go. Today I want to talk about awareness across New York State and New York City. Abuse affects people in every community. It doesn't matter where you live, how much money you have, your age, your race, or your profession. Domestic violence, emotional abuse, coercive control, and narcissistic abuse can happen to anyone: women, men, teens, and older adults. New York State continues to support survivors through shelters, hotlines, advocacy programs, counseling services, and legal assistance. Across the state, organizations work every day to help survivors find safety, rebuild their lives, and understand that they are not alone. In New York City, millions of people live and work together, yet many survivors still suffer in silence. Some fear they won't be believed, others worry about their children, their finances, housing, or retaliation from abusive partner. These fears are real and they often prevent people from asking for help. Awareness means more than wearing purple during Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It means educating ourselves about the warning signs, listening without judgment, supporting survivors, helping break the cycle of abuse. And ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to know Domestic Violence Awareness Month is in October. But I also want y'all to know that Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Month is in June. Oh, they're doing some. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have to end this live early because they're about to start working on the roof. And it's about to get loud. Yeah, they're about to be working on the roof. So we might have to cut this live early right here. Because y'all hear that? They working on the roof out there. They making noise. And they about to start banging, banging, banging. And it's going to be everything. Shingles is going to be flying. Look, they got the ladder right there. They're going up and down. They got this big top, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, okay, it's okay, but let's see. We're gonna try to finish this out before they think that they're gonna be up there making that noise all day. Man, they was up there from 7 in the morning yesterday to something last night. I don't even know if they caught a break, ladies and gentlemen. Let me mind my business though. But let's go. Okay. Narcissistic abuse is often invisible. It can include manipulation, gaslighting, isolation, intimidation, constant criticism, financial control, and emotional harm. While the bruises may not be visible, emotional wounds can last for years. Healing takes time, support, and understanding. As a survivor, I know what it feels like to question yourself, lose confidence, and wonder if life will ever get better. But I also know that healing is possible. You are stronger than the abuse you survived, and your story does not end with your pain. Whether you live in New York City, Binghamton, Buffalo, Albany, Rochester, Syracuse, Long Island, or anywhere else in New York State, every conversation about domestic violence helps reduce stigma and encourages someone else to reach out for help. Together, we can build safer communities by teaching healthy relationships, respecting boundaries, believing in survivors, and making sure every victim knows there is hope. I share awareness because one conversation could save a life. One flyer can connect someone to help. One radio show can remind a survivor they are not alone. And one act of kindness can give someone the courage to help to take their first step towards safety. To every survivor listening today, I see you, I believe you, your voice matters, your life matters. You deserve peace, safety, respect, and the opportunity to thrive, not just survive. Thank you for joining me on Sharane World right here on YouTube. Let's continue standing together, raising awareness throughout New York State and New York City, and reminding every survivor that there is always hope. Together, we can break the cycle of abuse, one voice, one family, and one community at a time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sharane's World. Let's go. I hope you guys get these tools in your pockets, okay? Yeah, because you guys need it. You guys need it. And I might come back up here a little later. Like I said, they're gonna be up here from 7 in the morning to 8 at night, and I don't even know if they get a break. I think I've seen them break once, but ain't no. Damn, that's. Whew. They up there though, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, and they gonna be banging, drilling and banging, jingles flying everywhere. All right. And you just heard the ladder go. I don't know what they're doing. They went up the ladder. I don't know what's going on. But ladies and gentlemen, I will be coming back up here later. Due to the fact of all the construction that's going on, and it's gonna be a lot of noise, I might not be able to come up here in the afternoon. It all depends. I might have to figure out when they go to lunch. That's if I'm here, okay? Because I have a little free time today. So I'm thinking about coming up here live. I'm just gonna play it by ear with all this noise, because the noise definitely gets loud. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And I feel bad for anybody that got some babies up in here, because Lord, I know they ain't getting no sleep. All right, because they back again, 7 o'clock in the morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, at least the roof getting fixed, right? You can't complain, but dang, 7 in the morning, all the way close to 9 o'clock at night. That's a long time. But listen, get the tools in your pocket, understand what's going on, educate yourself. And remember, Sharane World will be back up here again tomorrow morning as well. I'm going to come up a little more earlier, like I used to, before they start doing this stuff on the roof again. So if you want to catch me live again, turn your notification bells on. I'll be back up here for sure tomorrow morning. I say like about, I don't know, I ain't going to give you out of time. Just check it out. Stay tuned. It's going to be earlier than what I came up here today. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. I don't know if they gaslit you on Sunday. I don't know if they met you in the clubs and the bars and the shing-dings on Saturday or Friday. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay focused. Just make sure you're not getting love bombed, gaslit, manipulated, used and abused, threatened, intimidated. Anything like that. They doing anything like that, please reach out. Reach out for some help out here in Boone County. There's a lot of help out here. Y'all just got to use the tools, and half of y'all don't want to use the tools. Because half of y'all are scared to talk about domestic violence. Don't be ashamed. Talk about it. Talk about it. Because most of these people out here been through it. Oh, yes. Just wait until that registry list come out. You're going to see who been through it. You're going to see. You're going to see who's going to be on that list. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying welcome to Sharane's World right here on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm going to start heading up out of here. Make sure y'all check out all my other videos. I have a lot of other videos up here. Try to go back a month behind, go back to February. You know, that's when I started. Most definitely. Check out my shorts on my YouTube, okay? Check out my short videos and things like that. And check out my community wall. I have flyers up there. I share things up there, you know. I may share some things from Facebook up there. So just check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. And men, if you out there and you going through something, all right, you don't put your hands on women. You don't do none of that stuff. You know, y'all know who I advocate for. And y'all know the type of men and women I advocate for. So all y'all narcissistic females and domestic violence females and men, y'all can kick rock. All I care for. Yeah. Because these victims and survivors have somebody to advocate for them. They have somebody that has a voice for them. Because I tell you right now, I will speak up for anybody that don't have a voice for themselves. Tell me your story. You need me to speak up for you, but let me tell you how. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it's not cool. I can't stand when I see somebody going through a DV or they telling me they in some type of situation. What? Who is this? They ain't got no job. They ain't got no what is going on? No, no, no. I can't because I can spot that like from a mile away. I can spot it. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I say it's levels to this, ladies and gentlemen. Get up off that victim stage and start sliding back down into that clown show and get up on thriving. Yeah, you said survive. I understand you survived, but did you thrive? Did you thrive? I don't know. Make sure you thrive though, because thriving is way past surviving. And if you thrive, you broke your cycle. You ain't go back down. You ain't out here moving like some narcissists or being a snake. All right? And listen, I heard they say, no, let me not say that. Because I don't know. That could be true. That can't be true. Who knows? But they were saying that, people that got narcissistic personality disorders and things like that be some of them be having a little botsy mind situations going on and going wrong. I don't know. But what I learned out of them narcissists, they mess with crackheads. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's what they do. They operate, they mess with crackheads. You see them come in and out. And y'all know what I mean by messing with crackheads, all right? Let me get up out of here. Stay focused in Binghamton County, okay, ladies and gentlemen? It's that early morning awareness right here on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody for viewing. And shout out to all you Bushes watchers out there in the cut, okay? Appreciate y'all too. It gets real. And somebody was like, oh, come up here longer. I see other people get up here for hours. I've came up here for hours before. For like 2 hours, 3 hours. And I'm like, what? That's what you gotta do on YouTube? Nah. I just come up here, I break the awareness, and depending on how long this live will go, is how long it'll go. So sometimes when I come up here, I don't be like, yeah, we're gonna spend an hour on YouTube. No, I probably say I'm gonna be up here for 15, 20 minutes and I'm gonna head up out of here. But then the conversation gets so deep, it gets so in, the awareness gets so big that you lose track. And I love that. You understand what I'm saying? This is the work that I love to do. That's like sending somebody to a job and they don't like that job, but they're just going for the check. They're not gonna do the job right. See, this is what I love to do. You understand what I'm saying? I love to help people. I love to give the awareness. This is something I've always wanted to do for many, many, many years, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all stay focused. You can have the same voice, the same tools. You can use the same tools. Just stay focused. And remember, whatever goal that you have, that they telling you that you can't get or whatever, just know once you leave out of that situation, God gonna give it right back to you. So welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. We're gonna start heading up out of here. Thank you, y'all. Stay blessed this morning. Do not be in those street pharmacist activities, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And I'm out of here, y'all.
You got a long way to go. Rock with me now.